Thank you for joining us. Today I'm going to be talking about variables in Power BI DAX. So how can you create variables in Power BI DAX, and how can you use these variables in your measure? So first of all, we need to understand the concept of what are variables, especially in DAX. Variables are actually ways of improving your model performance and also containers for storing values or measures. So instead of creating separate measures, you can just inside a single measure, you can just create variables which you can use to get values of a particular measure. So example, now I'm going to be showing now what to calculate our profit percentage. So now we already have a particular amount in which a product was the cost of a particular product, the total cost of making a particular product. I also have the amount in which that product was now sold to a customer. So we are going to be subtracting these values to get our profit. After getting our profit, we divide it by the total cost to get the profit percentage. So regularly we'll have just created various measures. First of all, we'll create the total sales amount, then create the total cost amount, then also create another measure subtracting the total cost from the total sales, then also another measure which is going to be dividing the total profit or the profit by the total cost. But instead of doing that, we're just going to create a DAX measure now using variables. So I'm going to go to sales, right click and click on new measure. So now by clicking on new measure now, I'm going to be calling it percentage profit. So percentage profit now is going to be equals to, I'm going to create a variable. So the first variable I'll be creating now is called product cost. So product cost now is going to be equals to sum of all the product standard costs. So this is the product standard costs. Then I'll be creating another variable also called sales amount. Sales amount also is going to be equal to sum of sales so it's going to be sales amount, sum of sales amount. So this is just like the total sales amount. Then next is going to be a variable, another variable also, which is the profit. So profit is going to be equals to sales amount sales amount. So this was to be a single bracket, sorry, mistake. So it's going to be sales amount minus product cost. You can see the product cost is having you can see it's showing us that it's a variable. Then we're now going to be using the return statement. So when you use variables, you always have a return statement. That is what you want it to return after declaring all the variables. So we're going to now say divide. So divide profits, our profit here, divide it by what? We should divide it by product cost. So divide it by product cost, then you now click on enter. So now I already have my percentage profit. I'm going to bring it into the values field, and now I'm going to making it a percent. You can see under each category now, you can see the percentage profit that was made under each particular category. So you can see now how we have already created variables of what will have already been measures, and we have already used this to get our what? We have already used it to get our percentage profit. So instead of creating product cost, sales amount, profit measures, and then using it also to divide profit and product cost, we just created variables just to make our life easier and also improve the performance of this particular report that we are creating. So a lot of times we are going to have some measures which are depending on a lot of measures. Variables make it easier for you to be able to just create this, for you to just create these measures inside that particular measure that you are creating. Thank you.